It has been said that there are two types of people in the world, truth seekers and truth makers. Truth seekers, truth makers. A truth seeker looks for the truth wherever it may be found. A truth seeker understands that we don't invent truth. We don't create truth, but we discover truth. We find it if we seek it. On the other hand, there's a truth maker. A truth maker believes that whatever he believes to be true is true. Truth is something we invent. Truth is something we can create, something that we can make up. It's found in the saying that you sometimes hear people use, you have your truth, I have my truth. 2 plus 2 cannot equal 4 to you and 5 to me. Madness. Madness. Truth seeker, truth maker. Which are you? Which one am I? St. Peter today in this beautiful second reading says that as Christians we do not follow what he called cleverly concocted myths. Cleverly concocted myths, M-Y-T-H-S, fantasies. There are a good number of people who follow cleverly concocted fantasies, myths, by attempting to invent or create their own truth, much to the shame of our times. Today, on August 6th, we observe the 72nd anniversary of one of the darkest days in human history. It was on this day at precisely 8:15 in the morning, a sudden flash accompanied by a deafening loud sound was heard. And in an instant, the world's first atomic bomb transformed the Japanese city of Hiroshima into a living hell. The bomb claimed an estimated, think about it, the bomb claimed an estimated 200,000 lives, almost immediately, with the deaths rising every day for many days due to radiation-related illnesses. The bright light of the bomb brought death. The light of Christ brings life. Today's feast day, the Transfiguration, recounts how Jesus went to this mountain of Transfiguration, and I've been there. It's near not far from Jerusalem. Mount Transfiguration. He went on the mountain with his disciples, and he was transfigured. And it said a bright light emanated from his body and surrounded his body. His face was so bright they could hardly look at him. Jesus was manifesting, he was putting on display the fact that he was God. He was manifesting his divinity. He was manifesting the fact that he is the light of the world. He is the light of the world. He is the light of truth. He calls himself, Jesus does, in the scripture, he says what? He said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. He said, I am the life. Now, if he's the truth, and he teaches us the truth, and the world teaches us another set of standards, they both can't be true. Can you say it? They both can't be true. Either he's a nut, or the world's definitely on the wrong track. And I put my vote on this side. Because in the end, he's got all the cards anyway. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. If we seek the truth, if we seek him, we'll find Christ lighting up our lives and bringing us peace in the inside. People are searching for peace, and they're looking for all the wrong places by inventing their own truth. If, on the other hand, we try to invent our own versions of the truth, we'll end up on the ash heap of history. Because death and doom and destruction inevitably arrive. If history teaches anything, death and doom arrive whenever we refuse to accept the truth as God has revealed it, and we try to invent our own truth. Whatever's convenient for me, whatever's going to serve my ends, my agenda, my plans, everything's got to cater to me because I'm the center of the universe. I'm the source of all truth. Baloney. He's the source of all truth. War, violence, degradation, abuse of all sorts come from man's refusal to seek the truth and to find it in God, but instead try to invent it. All kinds of examples, some of the most glaring: abortion. Legalized abortion comes from denying the truth, inventing our own truth about the human being in the womb of the mother. Same-sex marriage comes from denying the truth and trying to create your own. Pornography addiction. Addictions of all kinds come from denying the truth that God can set us free, and when we try other things and we're addicted to gambling or to drugs or to pornography or to excessive eating, whatever addiction we're involved in, we're seeking to find the truth not in God but in ourselves, and we always end up having the short end of the stick. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. Sometimes we don't understand how simple the Christian life is. The Christian life is simple because it's all about God and his truth. And how his truth sets us free. Think about it. God's truth sets us free. God's truth is not a prison for you. God's truth is not like handcuffs, shackling you, holding you back from being free. God's truth sets us free because God's truth leads us along the pathway of true and inner peace. Not a momentary peace that leads to degradation and destruction, but a peace that lifts us up and sets us on the right path to a meaningful life, bringing light into the darkness of our hearts. A lot of people who refuse to open up their hearts, and so they're steeped in darkness and confusion and chaos and loneliness and isolation. Christ's truth does not keep us from being happy. Rather, Christian life is all about God showing us the way to happiness, true and lasting happiness, because he teaches us the truth about ourselves. You want to know who you are? Look at him. He'll tell you. You want to know where you need to change? Look at him. He'll tell you. You want to know what other people are about and what the world is all about? Look to him. He'll tell you. He'll teach us how to love and how to be loved. He shows us the truth so that we can build civilization and not destroy it. When we invent our own truth without seeking God, the truth he shows us, we're on a sure path to more wars, more confusion and chaos, more darkness and doom. Someone once described God's truth in our lives this way. And it's an image, but it's a very good one. You know, when you go to a bank, you have a lockbox. And a lockbox requires two keys. The bank's got a key and you have a key. Need both keys. Someone once said that our hearts are like a safety deposit box, demanding two keys. God has created in our hearts a garden. God has created a garden in our hearts. In order to access that garden, you have to have two keys. God has one and you have the other. God has one key to our heart and you have the other. God cannot enter into our hearts unless you use your key and open up your heart and let Him in. God does not violate our freedom. Always waits for you and me to open it up with our key, and then He'll put His key in, and then He'll enter the garden of our hearts and bring us peace. When the two keys of God's love and human freedom are used, when God's truth meets our own openness to truth, then paradise returns to the human heart. God is always at the gate, the garden gate of our hearts, with His key. And sometimes we pretend to have lost our key or have mislaid it. We've given up the search for truth. But all the while, the key's in our hands if we only will use it. In the scripture, Jesus hears the words, the apostles hear the words from a cloud. God the Father is saying about Jesus, "This is my beloved Son." What does He say? "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased." Listen to Him. Listen to Him. He doesn't say, listen to this world. Listen to the latest trend, the latest survey. Don't listen to the morning newspapers. He says, listen to Him. He can't lie. He won't lie. He won't deceive us. And so the Lord is saying, each and every day, use the key on your heart to open up to me so that Jesus can use the other key. It's got to happen every day. Because the tendency is for us to slam it shut not long after we open it. That's why we have to do it every day. Say yes to Christ. Say yes to Christ's truth. Say yes to God's truth today. Say yes to God's truth every day. This is God's beloved Son. Listen to Him. The reason there's so much unhappiness in the world, the reason that we are observing an anniversary of one of the darkest moments in human history, when 200,000 innocent people were destroyed in an instant, in a flash of light. The reason there's so much unhappiness in the world and so much war and violence is because we do not wish to know the truth or say yes to it. Now look at where that has gotten us. Are you a truth seeker or a truth maker? The survival of our civilization, I believe, depends on how we answer that question. I believe in one God,